go at the Melbourne Cricket Ground then. Geelong and Melbourne. Two of the heavyweights of recent times. Neither ruckman touched the ball. Melbourne drive it down towards their half-forward line from Lovett. Beveridge has got the run of it. Open goal beckoning. Pulls it back. It's a goal.
Just squeezed that one in. Great start for the Demons. Couldn't have wished for better, Bernie.
No, certainly not. That took all of 20 seconds to get that first goal for the Melbourne side. They won it out of the centre very nicely. Neither ruckman could get the tap. Bounced very nicely here for Beveridge. And look at the way he got that across his boot and just dragged it back beautifully for that first goal.
So back into the centre. Barnes contesting with Steins. Knocked down by the Brownlow medalist. Gary Hocking comes out of it. The umpire has found a free kick. The ball will be brought back. It's going to be a Geelong ball. Couch. Good long kick up towards left half forward. No one can take the mark. Forsman gets the hand pass away. A chance for the Cats through the agency of Poole. And that's the leveller. Scores level at the MCG. And interestingly, both number 24s kicking the first two goals.
It's amazing, Pete. It's a terrific start. Well, ideal conditions here for football today. You couldn't wish for better playing conditions either side. Really made for the forwards, and the skills really of both sides will come to the fore today. Trevor Poole there playing on the wing, dashing away, and we've got two goals within 1¼ minutes.
Both the number 24s, but neither split the middle. You've got to say that. Squeezing them in. A goal apiece then. Back in the middle. Steins and Barnes go at it again. Steins this time through the legs of Healy. Bairstow, the hurried kick towards half forward. Lyon got a fickle bounce. Howard, not a good kick. Awkward in the centre. It's so hard in there. Bairstow battles after it. Got it from Couch. Forsman now. Poole. Hurried handball. Hocking inside the 50. Ablett picked up brilliantly though by Brown. Pulls it back across his body. Wayward kick under a fair degree of pressure out of bounds on the full. In the right full forward pocket.
He's a very impressive young player, Paul Brown. Kicked 2 goals 5 last week and gave Gary Ayres a run around.
Bryce kicking towards the outer side. Barnes from behind fisting away. Trot on Steins. Steins isn't a happy camper. Goes looking for Barnes. Meantime, Viney goes to ground. Tackled strongly by Hocking. Holding the ball, the decision. And Steins pointing the finger at Barnes, and rightly so.
Yes, it was a pretty heavy tackle there as Steins went for that mark.
Gary Hocking, who was also in the thick of things just a few moments ago. Ablett in front. It comes down to Lamb. 45 metres out. Good long shot at goal, but he's off target. And only one behind, resulting to put the Cats in front by that margin.
It looks, Peter, as if Gary Ablett may be playing in a forward pocket role, doing some of the leading along with Billy Brownless.
So Paul Bryce to kick in. Sporting a beer on that. Barnes up one-handed, punches clear. Poole got a fist on it. Stoneham bounces nicely for him. Thought about the hand pass to Gary Hocking. Ultimately goes for the kick. 3 Melbourne players are there. Bryce punches clear. Good tackle by Ablett. Healy can't get rid of the ball. Ablett in front. Backup support for the Demon from Lyon. Healy off the ground. Yates a chance. Nice Shepherd. Good sidestep. All Geelong. No mark. Poole again. And the ball out of bounds in front of Tingay, who will be the last man to get up. Poole gives him just a little bit of a nudge. So boundary throw in front of the Great Southern Stand. 50 metres out. It's a tad more. Steins and Stoneham, two of the heavyweights of these two sides. Figuratively, maybe literally as well. Tingay and Scott. So a few yards made towards the centre wing position. And once again a boundary throw in. The same combatants. Steins, I noticed, wearing a hefty thigh pad. Chance for the Demons. Tap down to Viney. Viney's kick comes up to midfield.
There's the mark to Hinckley. Well done, Obbs. The clever handball. Away comes Schwartz. Pinpoints it, headed for Jakovic. He was aided by some heavy bodywork back in midfield. This is Jakovic on the 50 now. Down towards the kickoff line. Back goes Stretch. Didn't touch the ball. It goes through for a minor score.
Was one of Geelong's big dangers today, Alan Jakovic. Had a great season. Kicked over 130 goals, senior and reserve football last year.
Jeff Miles kicks in short. Tim McGrath. So Torrid debut last week for the Cats. Kicks it out wide. Barnes at half-back. Confronted. Good tackle by Schwartz. Got him down. Barnes runs it across the boundary line. Bit lucky there. We've got a throw in.
It's very unlucky that Schwartz wasn't awarded the free kick, Dennis, because Barnes took him on. He tried to get around him. And when the tackle was applied, I thought the umpire should have paid the free kick.
I like the headband franchise at Melbourne. A battle after it. Yeah, 3 out there. It's a club record, so they're in front at least in that category already. Good start to the season.
Wouldn't like to be Tim Howard's barber, though. You'd go broke.
Bouncing right half forward. Schwartz goes up, gets it down, stretch, going nowhere, ran into Beveridge. This is Hinkley, the defensive side of the wing, kicks it towards half forward. Steins goes back. Ablett gave a contest. Tingay cleverly down to Yates. Pickering camped underneath it. Could have been interfered with. Will get the free kick. So Michael Pickering, acquired in the Steve O'Dwyer trade, has this ball alongside the centre circle. And one sense is he'll be a valuable acquisition.
He was a good player at Richmond too, Dennis. Great mark for his size, certainly. So a chance for the Cats to pick the ball up. It's Hocking. Goes for the hand pass. Barnes on the end of it. And the umpire paid a free kick there. Then he pays the advantage rule to Geelong. 2 Cats fight for it. Finally, it's Gary Hocking. Plenty of space on the forward line down there. Good punch away by Bryce. And he gets the hand pass back from Beveridge. And then he got one for his corner. A lovely sidestep, got him out of danger. Ball up towards centre wing position. Oh, Hocking ironed out. That's Stephen Hocking. His brother effects a good hand pass, and the Cats will go into attack again. The skipper, Bairstow, long kick to full forward. Knocked down by Rode. Ablett. Can he make some space? Slips over. After the rain we had yesterday, the snapshot is a score, but a minor one. And so Geelong still on 1 goal. 1 goal, 2. Now they take their total 2. And they lead Melbourne by that 1 behind. That
forward line looks very potent with Billy Brownless at full forward and Gary Ablett playing alongside him in the pocket.
Looks better with Ablett down there.
Certainly.
Beveridge. Got a hefty shirt front. A few minutes back, that's a strong mark taken by Stephen Stretch in front of Forsman. Melbourne crowd looking for 50 metres, but the umpire not applying it. He's at right half-back flank. Kick landing over half forward. Huge pack of players. None really went for the mark. And so the ball spilling free for a boundary throw in front of Lamb.
There's good strong defence here by the Geelong players, not going for anything fancy at this stage of the game.
18.5 minutes left on the opening term. Barnes, ex-Essendon. Thumped away by Schwartz. Oh, too high.
Oh, well.
Bernie, too high?
Well, the only thing that I could say about that decision was that Couch did see the tackle coming and ducked his head. Here he sees the tackle, down he goes. So when you duck your head, Pete, it's a matter of the umpire making that decision, and that's how he saw it.
So play on as the call. Schwartz taps down, one of the head bandit brigade at Melbourne. Plenty of weight being used in the clinches. This time a free kick has been found. It's going Melbourne's way, and it's going to be taken for the Demons by Stephen Tingay.
About 75 metres out from goal. Brilliant kick. Jakovich on the lead. Deep in the right full forward pocket.
Well, Dennis, I think McGrath might wish he was back at full back this week. Playing on Jakovich in the pocket.
Who have they got next week? There's Jakovich. About 10 metres in from the line. And the kick is true. Great goal. Melbourne at 2-1. Geelong to 1-2. The margin is 5 points then.
Yes, he's a very damaging player, Alan Jakovich. Leads beautifully for the ball. Kicks equally as well on the left foot as the right foot. It's pretty hard to tell which is his natural kicking foot, because he kicks so well on that left side of his body. But Tim McGrath, of course, had Dunstall last week, and now with a handful with Jakovich.
Going goal for goal. Demons got the first, Geelong got the second. Demons the third. Ball hooked out wide by Healy. Rogers couldn't control it. Everybody shepherding out there for Geelong. Ops picked it up, then lost it. Rogers chips it across looking for Bairstow. He's marked it on the outer side. The new skipper wants to go.
Has to.
He's off.
Told to play on. Scott's got it now. Draws a man. Back to Rogers. Forward of the wing. Goes down towards the half-forward flank and Hocking. Hocking's got it just outside the 50. Obviously was thinking about hand passing. Goes down towards the pocket with a kick. Ablett was up. Couldn't hang on. This is Yates.
And the Demons will get clear. Yates' kick up towards centre half back Pickering. Wearing the familiar number 35. He wore for Richmond for so many years. Schwartz at left centre wing. Tingay does the shepherding. Low trajectory kick and no mark taken. Hanley got a good knock away. Hocking in trouble off the ground. Bennett kick into the forward pocket. Jakovic for his second. The snap is not quite accurate enough. And only one behind. So the Demons forward line certainly looking potent at the moment. And they lead by 6 points. 2-2 plays 1-2 as John Northey makes a point on the phone.
Former champion next to him too, Pete. Robbie Flower. What a player he was.
Barnes making the lead.
Not a bad tennis player either.
Not too difficult to beat you. Told.
You're right.
So play continues. Scott. Quick hand pass. Couch. Oh, he gets ironed out again. Love it. Picked up by Howard. Kick was not a particularly good one. And the Cats try to tie it up. They'll get clear though. Miles, ex-Collingwood, ex-West Coast Eagles. Oh, Hocking went for the screamer, couldn't quite bring it down. So near, holding the ball. The Melbourne fans say so, but I don't believe it.
No chance at all for the player there to get rid of the ball, being Gary Hocking. Good to see Stoneham lining up at centre-half forward this week too.
Right spot?
Yes, I believe so. Gary Lyon picking him up.
Gary Lyon under an injury cloud, as was the Brownlow medalist Jimmy Steins. That tackle is applied. Is it high?
Yes, the umpire seeing it that way, Pete. The free kick to go to Melbourne.
Temper's becoming a little bit frayed. Lyon and Hocking, and it will be Yates to take the free kick at right half-back flank for Melbourne.
Towards centre wing. Rogers in front. Hobbs from behind. This is Scott. Little chip pass. Hamlet in space. Plenty of time. Hooks it down towards full forward. Brownless works his way in front. Almost a clever mark one-handed. Couldn't hang on off the ground. Hocking misses to the left.
He's busy, isn't he, Gary Hocking?
Still.
There's a bit of feeling there. Of course, Gary Hocking, a pretty fiery customer. Ideal to have starting in the middle. That may have come from that older case a little bit earlier when the free kick was played against Hocking.
Bryce kicks towards the outer side. Falls behind, picked up by Stretch, in trouble. Steins has got the run of it, plays it off. This is Pickering around the outer side towards half forward. In front Hinkley. Hinkley wants to go. Short passes. Couch alongside the centre circle. Probing kick inside the 50. Well done by Yates. Had it carried. Brownless would have marked it. Yates saves the day. Raked it in. Casual kick. Gets it away to Stretch. The defensive side of left half back. Kicks towards the wing. Geelong have got the numbers 2-on-1, but Schwartz takes a magnificent mark.
Great grab over Miles. They were jostling for it. I thought he was going to spoil. He came down with the footy. Excellent mark. Kicks to half forward. Hinkley in front. Strong grab. For a talented player, you look to get things moving quickly. Does so. Miles and Obst. One-on-one duel. Rode the spoil. And Brown will try to take it over the line. Well, we know still in play. Tackled by Steins on Stoneham does. And on centre wing it will be thrown in front of the new Great Southern stand. Good duel on that pair. Two of the best players in not only these two sides but in the AFL. Pickering actually got the knockdown, but there's a whistle. A play on call. So the advantage paid. Couch in front of Tingay and takes the mark.
There's a good mark running with the flight of the ball too there, Pete. A little bit of courage required.
So the Geelong pivot, pretty busy so far. Stephen Hocking gets it out to Barnes, carrying the catch rucks today with Damien Burke out with an injured elbow. He was a late inclusion last week, couldn't butter up today. White, after it came from Howard, the ball socket off the ground, and that came from Couch. There was no love lost out there. Forsman gets through some very heavy traffic. Lovely sidestep. Can he put it to good advantage? He can't. Healy chips in. Great to see him back in the Melbourne side today after a knee reconstruction. The skipper, Bairstow, onto Scott. Pace. He'll need more. Can't get it. Pickering. Healy. But Bairstow's there again. Can he trap it inside the line? Does so with a quick kick.
All Melbourne. Pickering missed it as he pushed in the back. Could have been. Play goes on. It's very hectic at the present time. This is White, hard against the boundary line. What's the decision here? It's going to be a free kick, is it? To Melbourne. High tackle, perhaps. I'm not sure why. White's got it.
Maybe down the field there. Dennis, I think. Because Sean White really wasn't infringed against.
So White from his defensive 50, high kick towards the wing. Steins in front. Hasn't had much influence so far. Hinkley, good evasion, but in trouble. Ops brought him down. Miles, strong tackle. Steins, love it. Away to Tingay. Tingay goes down. Hinkley got him. Ball jarred free. Steins has got it again. Back it comes. Out of midair by Hinkley. Bairstow on his knees. Tackled by Obst. Front on. Still they go. The umpire balls it up.
So they can't keep this pace up for too long, can they?
Well, one thing you do notice in football these days is the tackling, and the amount of tackling, the extent of it. It just really has improved over the last 10 years.
Terrific start. A crowd of about 40,000. Held without a count, surely. He'll get the free kick. Clever play. He's on the wing. 8 possessions for Couch towards centre half forward. Ablett stayed out of the contest. This is Lamb just outside the 50. They stay off him. Trying to get it to Hocking. That was ambitious. Lyon can't pick it up. Meantime, there's a whistle. Melbourne free kick.
Another one to Sean White. Loops out the long hand pass to his fellow import and Jimmy Steins. And Steins going straight down the ground after that bounce. The Melbourne ball. Time for the Demons to go ahead again. Andrew Obst. The South Australian. Pickering, was he off? I thought so. The umpire didn't. And that's what counts. Love it. Around Hocking, but only just. Pickering kicks from a standing start. And off the hands of the pack, it'll be through for a behind to the Melbourne total. So 10.5 minutes left of the opening term. 2-3 to 1-3 with the Demons in front. McGrath to kick in. As we mentioned, had the job last week on Jason Dunstall, who kicked 12 to equal the first round record. Forsman gets it up to Handley. That is too slow. Surely holding the ball. The umpire says no. Forsman able to come away with it again. Ablett at the back. Lyon. Talent there. Ablett. Little toe poke attempted. Not really successful. Obst again. On to Lovett. Lovett just wide of the centre square. Spears the pass down towards Grigg. Healy at right half forward. He couldn't take it. Hocking binding him pretty closely. And the Geelong player is able to see it over the boundary line. 55 metres from the Demons' goal. Great defender, Steve Hocking. Of course, played last week on one of the most dangerous players, Paul Hudson, in the league, and kept him fairly quiet. Schwartz taps down. Forsman. Hocking. Hocking and Couch doing particularly well in the opening quarter. Bairstow unable to get it further forward, but Geelong will go upfield. Kick comes from Couch again. Bounces just inside the line. Looked for Ablett, couldn't find him. Boundary throw in just outside 50.
Six points the margin. Melbourne lead. Stonham's in front. White decisively to Obst. Back to White. Stretch from right half back towards the wing. Barnes in front. Couldn't hang on. Pickering close to the boundary line. Could have been held without it. Nothing doing. Hinkley comes away. Kicks towards half forward. Howard favoured by the kick. Uncontested. Hits the ground running. Comes up towards the middle. Kicks towards half forward. It'll fall in short and bounce. It does. Handley gets back though. Across his body towards the outside wing. Yates, can he keep it in? Yes, he can. No one near him. Viney, Howard, confronted, back to Viney. Is it left half forward, Todd Viney? Just outside the 50, towards the pocket. Jakovic, hands to it, controls it, finds it on the ground, 15 metres out, goal.
Number 2.
Melbourne stretch their lead.
He really is a very dangerous player, Alan Jakovic. Had a magnificent season last year. He came third in the Melbourne best and fairest, playing half a season. 70 goals in the seniors, 60 in the reserves. And Tim McGrath with the job of trying to keep him in check today. He's already kicked 2 goals to Alan Jakovic out of Melbourne's 3 goals.
Second goal to Alan Jakovic. 21 plays 9. 8.5 minutes left of the opening turn. Good start for the Demons. Tingay can't get clear. Backup support from Stretch, who kicked it off the ground with effect, I might add, up towards the centre wing position. Forsman doing well. Couch continually busy. Oh, that's a great mark. Oh, hasn't played it. Brown has looked at the umpire surprised, and I don't blame him. Stoneham. Did he do something with it? Ablett, good shepherd by Poole. Only Melbourne players there. Stoneham, a good shepherd. But the ball had gone past Gary Hocking, and a boundary throw and will follow 5 metres out. Look at Mark Burney.
Well, the umpire making him hold him today, Peter. Let's have a look at it again. He holds it almost.
Oh, gee.
Hit the ground well.
I've seen worse played, I must admit.
Yes, I must admit that too.
Gary Lyon, a quick kick on a Lamb. Oh, gee, was that the required distance? The umpire says yes.
Well, hard to tell, Pete, but it was certainly a line ball, wasn't it? Very, very close to not being the required distance. We have a look at it again. Stoneham doing the ruck work for Geelong. It's gone about 7 metres.
That's to buy real estate from that umpire. And from Lamb, I think, is inaccurate. One behind only to the Cats. So 3-3 to 1-4. 21 plays 10. And Paul Bryce, former North Melbourne player, to bring the ball back. 7 minutes and a bit left in the opening term. It's been a great start. That kick dropping a little bit short, and that man again, Gary Hocking, takes the mark, and he would be pretty well close to within kicking distance. Well,
that kick from Paul Bryce, not even carrying 40 metres, Peter, from the kick-off line. Take that into account. He didn't kick it at all well off the boot.
Hocking going for the drop punt. So he'll get accuracy, sacrificing distance. Got both, I think. That's a pretty good kick. Hocking's first goal.
Well, just that really did just show how poor that kick from Bryce was, because Hocking was kicking that from outside the 50-metre line, and the kick from Paul Bryce from full back was just a little bit careless, carrying about 38 metres, which is just not good enough, and really kicking to a position that was very dangerous for Melbourne.
Bonus goal really for that man. He's pulled it back to just 4 points, or was it 5? 5 points the margin. Just over 6.5 minutes remaining till quarter time. Steins only as far as Scott. Lays it off. This is Miles on the wing down towards half forward, and Ablett. White in pursuit. Runs out of bounds. Gary Ablett, this time last season of course, wasn't playing, was retired. Stoneham and Steins. Stoneham in front. Clean possession. Now he's in trouble. They've almost been holding the ball. That's the decision. Steins to take the free. The ball will come back from Tingay. Jim Steins, the champion, in the back pocket. He'll be tested this season too. Towards the wing goes the kick. Miles, the big leap, punching away. Howard couldn't control it. Obst, a clever player. Did well in a tight situation. Tingay. Schwartz goes off the ground. On the outer side, Barnes comes to the ball. Controls it. Forsman, clever with his hands. Hocking. Hinkley. Confronted by Pickering. Good tackle. Free kick to Melbourne.
Well, just relentless in their pressure there, Melbourne, and being rewarded.
Pickering. Told to play on to Healy. In the true centre half forward position, attempted a long goal, vacant goal square. Jakovic. Oh, it's a goal, I think.
Third goal for Jakovic, but he nearly made a meal of that, didn't he? 4-3 to 2-4.
Yes, well, he knew what he was doing. He got it to his boot very quickly, Alan Jakovic. He's now had 5 shots at goals already in this first quarter, 24 minutes into the quarter. And really, Bennett's just playing a support role. He's lining up at full forward. Really, Jakovic now back in the square, and there's that mark very quickly to the boot. It would have been a goal anyway.
5 kicks, 2 marks, 3 goals to Alan Jakovic as the Demons lead 4-3 to 2-4. 27 plays 16, and they go into attack again. Hinkley slung. Schwartz, quick hand pass under pressure. Lamb, a fumble, lets the Demons in. Bennett out to Healy. Will this be his first goal back after injury? It is. Greg Healy puts it through for the Demons' 5th. Healy gets his first, and the Demons are on fire. 5-3 to 2-4 at the G.
Yes, it's a superb display of football by Melbourne. They've certainly put the pressure onto Geelong. They haven't been able to find any open space to get their running game going. And we've seen the tackling that Melbourne have been prepared to do, the running and the tackling, and it's usually a sign that a team is playing very well if they're prepared to work hard.
Greg Healy's first goal and Melbourne's fifth. Under 5 minutes left in the opening term. Steins and Barnes. It's won by Barnes, the former Bomber. Hocking and stretch. Loose ball at half-back. Howard runs at it. Stoneham dispossessed pretty quickly. Melbourne tackling well. Road. The quick kick, didn't have too many options out there. In fact, the boundary line was probably his best one. Throw it on centre wing.
Yes, the crowd really appreciating that too, because there's 5 Melbourne defenders got to the action very quickly and certainly kept Geelong out of the contest.
They're going at the ball very hard. They're tackling brilliantly, Melbourne. They've dominated this first term. Schwartz is up to punch away. Rogers robbed of it by Lovett. Lovett a high kick down towards half forward. Hanley is going back, but he fell over. Geelong from all directions. McGrath did pretty well. Had it gone over his head. Hocking too long. Down he went. And the umpires decided to ball it up. Strong tackle from Healy from behind.
Yes, a very lucky decision too.
But the ball did jar free, Bernie, didn't it?
Yes, maybe, Pete, but Hocking did try to take on the Melbourne players and have a little bit of a dodge and a weave, and usually if they do that, the umpire awards a free kick against them.
Bounce inside the 50. Bennett. Pickering. Open goal from 40 metres out. It's another one. His first is a demon. Melbourne take a handy lead, 6-3 to 2-4, just over 3 minutes remaining.
Well, a lot of people thought Melbourne would have been on the slide this year, but they're certainly proving in this first quarter that they can certainly still match it with the best of them. And Michael Pickering finishing that off. This actually reminds me very much of '87, Pete, when they did very well, got into the finals and played on adrenaline and certainly gave it their best shot. They're doing that again today.
Melbourne, along with Hawthorn, the only AFL side to make the finals in the last 5 years, so we shouldn't really write them off. Pickering off the ground after kicking the last goal. Lamb's in the road. A nice sidestep. Support there from Hinkley. He doesn't use him. He goes out to Bairstow. Bairstow and Tingate. Good tackle by Tingate. A little bit late. Bairstow gets his kick. Yates is there though. Won't matter. Ball over the boundary line. So with 3 minutes left in the quarter, it's been a good one for Melbourne.
4 goals in 7 minutes in that run, Pete.
Pretty good footy. Steins and Stoneham. Over the top is Sean White. He's also had his injury problems at Melbourne. And at the VIP luncheon today, I think it was mentioned his sister was out here watching the game. So plenty of support for him this afternoon as Steins. He'll battle with Barry Stoneham once more. Stoneham wins this one. He does find Scott. Can he keep it in? Yes, he does. White, an athletic leap to get around Bairstow and fire out the hand pass. Good tackle applied by Stoneham. Lyon pushed in the back, was he? Hand pass is finally taken away by Road. At the centre wing, Schwartz the spoil, effective. And off the ground ultimately. I thought Tingo was held too behind play. And it's going to be Hocking with the kick. It's out of bounds on the full. Obst, good spoil. Going in solidly, Poole. One was delivered in there.
Very determined football there. Michael Pickering diving headfirst into that pack.
So John Russo to bounce it just off the edge of the centre square. 1:40 left in the term. Schwartz up high. Plenty of Geelong Guernseys there. Obst, Poole, and out of bounds once more.
He's always been one of my favourite players, Michael Pickering, but he started brilliantly again today for a new club. 9 possessions so far. He'll do well here. They've got a good player, mind you. They traded a bit for him. Barnes behind. Obst is in the road though. Towards half forward with a kick, not a particularly good one. Handley too slow again. Rogers away to Hocking. Little chip pass towards midfield. Bairstow. Now he can run, Bairstow. Towards half forward. Brownless. Can he get it at the second attempt? Good mark. Unorthodox, but good.
It's been pretty quiet, Bernie.
He has. Well, the ball hasn't been down there all that often, though, Pete. Melbourne have certainly worked hard to stop the ball from being delivered very easily down Billy Brownless's throat. You see that in replay. Very lucky to get that on the second bite.
Kick fell in short. Hands and out of bounds. 30 seconds remaining. And unlike the pre-season competition, of course, with the ball out of bounds, the clock continues to run. Stoneham in front. Steins over the top. Brown in the pocket. Snaps across the face. Out of bounds in the opposite pocket.
He really did need a banana kick from that pocket, Dennis, because the ball, the way he kicked it across his boot, was always going to spin away from goal.
So the challenge squarely put to Geelong already by the Demons. John Northey continues to get his teams up. White towards the outer side. Wait for the siren. Poole's got the ball. Quarter time. And Melbourne, a marvellous start. They lead 6-3-39 to 2-4-16 at the due.
Very unhappy with the way they performed in that first quarter.
Thanks, Tim. 39 plays 16 as we start the second term at the Melbourne Cricket Ground. Steins, clean possession, held it a long time, gets the kick towards half forward. Miles, big fist away. Down goes Stretch. Ball loose. This is Poole. Hoisted high, down towards full forward. Back goes Brownless. Good, strong grab. May have been a push there, but it was a good mark nevertheless. Got rid of one man, showed courage to go back and find the ball in front.
Brown had his hands on it too.
Yes, well, Brown was behind Brownless, and Peter Road was coming over the back trying to spoil.
Brownless, 15 metres out. Goal. Good start for the Cats.
Just what they wanted. After trailing at quarter time by 23 points, Billy Brownless was fairly quiet in the opening term. Admittedly, the ball didn't come down there that much. That was his second mark, and kicking his first goal.
Yes, here's the mark again in replay, and Brownless just holding out. Getting that back position is sometimes the best position to be in, because the player in front cannot force himself back against the player who is holding him out.
Steins to contest the centre bounce with Barnes. 17 points the difference now in favour of the home side. Geelong winning here last year. Steins, Healy, who kicked a goal in the first term. Had a long time with injury. Knocked down by Handley. Lamb overruns it. Collided with Hinkley. McGrath gets around Schwartz. Kicks from left half back. Too many options open there. In fact, it's all Melbourne. Yates had the front running. Tackle applied by him, the ball out of bounds, and a throw will take place on the centre wing position.
Yes, it looks like Djakovic doing most of the full forward play too now in this quarter. He's lining up in the square with big Darren Bennett out further.
Steins to Healy. Well, Bennett's been fairly quiet, but Djakovic has got 3 goals, so that's working. A big attempt by Schwartz it was. Mark not played by the umpire. Healy again. Tries to kick from a standing start. Ball right next to the circle, so very important to get it out here. Tingay does that. Hocking got one high. He'll get a free kick. Gary Hocking, one of Geelong's best players in the first quarter, goes for the hand pass to his brother Stephen. And the Cats under pressure now as Melbourne tackle relentlessly. This is Handley. Gets it back to Lamb. And finally they get to centre half forward. Adlin well underneath the ball, couldn't take the mark. Yates, Adlin, a steal. Can he go? The champ kicks, and he kicks truly. 2 quick goals by Geelong, and the Cats are back in business at the MCG. 6-3 to 4-4.
Well, there's no doubt, Pete, if they do get the ball down quickly into that forward line, they have the goal kicking potential to certainly make the other side suffer. As we see this in replay, quickly into the forward line. Ablett just keeping Sean White out of the contest and then slipping over the back there, continuing on with his run, which, well, you're rewarded if you are prepared to do with the running. And Gary Ablett kicking his first goal.
So the Cats looking better to start this second term. 6-3, 4-4. Bounce favours Steins. Stretch. Lovett does well. Spins out of trouble. Smothered off the boot there by Couch. Bull bomb down there by Lovett. Miles, the hurried kick towards half forward. Poole, the leaper. Lyon waiting behind. It's a Stretch on the outer side. Forward of half back. Makes a run. Kicking towards half forward. Worked under the ball cleverly. It was Rogers by Obst. Obst, as a result, took the mark uncontested. Centering kick intended for Beveridge. Out comes Djakovic. Roving at Viney. Awaited Tingay from 35 metres out. Goal for the Demons.
Great play.
Melbourne 7-3, Geelong 4-4.
Well, good play there from Djakovic. He didn't feature in the goal kicking in the end, but the lead from Djakovic forcing the player there, Andrew Wobbs, to kick for that centre corridor area. And of course, if you have the players that are gathered there prepared to do the crumbing, as they were on that occasion, it does open up the goal face.
Under 22 minutes left in the second quarter, and the Demons once again answer. Barnes and a fresh air shot. Beveridge. Sock it off the ground. A little toe poke from Steins. Cats working it forward. Out it comes to Tingay. He's well tackled by Scott. The ball spills free. Picked up by Forsman. Around the corner he goes. Brownless. Yes, no. Not paid. Paul Bryce does the tidying up work. Shocking kick again. A bad kick by Bryce cost him a goal in the first quarter when he kicked out badly from full back, and Gary Hocking capitalised. I would suggest he's too far out to score though this time.
He did let himself down badly because it was a magnificent pick-up on the run by Bryce.
Centering kick by him. One players nearly collide, and Brown has taken the mark.
Very impressive young player, Paul Brown.
Did well last week on was playing Gary Ayres.
Gary Ayres certainly gave him the run around last week. He kicked 2 goals 5.
He just a tad too far out, right on 50. He's going to make me eat the words. Close line ball literally, and rushed through for 1.5.
It's exactly a tad. You did very well.
Thank you very much. 45 to 29. Top game of footy. As Bryce kicks in, let's see what he can do this time with under 21 minutes left in the term.
Slightly members side with the kick from behind Barnes. Big leap. Stoneham. It's been pretty quiet. Has the ball at right half forward. Still he goes, Stoneham. Lays it off to Miles, who should go over the top to Couch. He elects to kick instead. A centering kick. Brownless at the fall of the ball. Got a hand to it. Couldn't hang on. It falls to Scott. Hurried kick. Bounces down towards the pocket. Poole is there. That's interesting. Probably came off his heel, although it could have been over. Boundary umpire says out of bounds. He'll throw it in. 7-3 to 4-5. Steins and Stoneham. It comes forward to Lyon. Howard's got it. Road. Back towards half back. Scott in the road. Wants to go. Back towards the kickoff line. Brownless under the ball. Ablett goes up. Couldn't hang on. Bairstow waiting in front. Now Forsman running out of space. Pulls it back. Good effort from there. And the mark is held in the square by Brown. Road claiming interference.
Well, the crowd not happy with that one. Of course, over here in the member side of the ground, they're mostly all Melbourne supporters. And the mark taken by Brown. He had his name written all over that one. In good position. So I think the umpire did the right thing in awarding that mark.
Yet to kick a goal. That's changed. Geelong at 5-5. Melbourne is 7-3.
Yes, they're fighting back well in this quarter, Geelong. Let's have a look at that mark again. No, I think Brown was entitled to go for the ball the way he did. And certainly just a little bit of a nudge there on Road, but the player entitled to, just if he's committed to go for it, and that's certainly what Paul Brown did.
Paul Brown's first goal, and the difference now 10 points, so the Cats creeping closer. 19 minutes left in the first half. Barnes, Steins. Oh, the ruckman got a hand to it. And we'll see it all done again, this time with all in.
They're not losing out all that much in the ruck with Barnes. He did a good job last week against Hawthorn, and again rucking fairly well against Jim Steins. And of course with Barry Stoneham doing the ruck work across that half forward line.
Steins wins this one convincingly. Lamb. Ablett a little nudge out. White, good use of the body. Ablett spins out, nowhere to go, loses the ball. Crumb's taken away gleefully by Gates. His kick is a high one. Viney. After the punch came from Hinkley. Stretch. Tingay. Tingay at midfield. Kicked a nice goal earlier. Low trajectory kick. Leave the boot well at all. Djakovic, good speed. Gets away from McGrath. Left foot. And kicks his fourth. What a player. And And in top form, scoreboard shows the Demons 8-3, Geelong 5-5.
Yes, and that certainly brought the Melbourne crowd to its feet. Brilliant play there by Djakovic. As I said earlier, it's pretty hard to tell the difference between his right foot and his left foot kicking. Just getting around Tim McGrath, just slipping around. Magnificent kick on that left boot. His natural kicking foot, of course, his right foot. But, very hard to tell the difference.
He really is a remarkable player, Alan Djakovic. 4 goals. Lead 8-3 to 5-5. Lamb is trying hard. Obst, Beveridge. This is Pickering. 9 possessions in the opening term. Djakovic on the lead. Well, what an introduction to Tim McGrath. Dunstall last week and Djakovic today.
Well, it's just bad luck, really, Dennis, that he's found himself at fullback because as they lined up, Bennett lined up at full forward with Handley playing on him, with Djakovic in the pocket and McGrath going to that back pocket. But in the second quarter, Bennett's playing further up the ground and Djakovic, of course, playing at full forward.
Haven't seen much of Bennett at all, have we, really?
No.
One kick.
Djakovic just said it's 16 so far. He's counting Dunstall's. Kicking at his personal 5th. Missed. Narrowly. What a horror introduction for Tim McGrath. Picked up from North Melbourne in the March draft by the Cats. As Handley kicks in. Straight down the middle.
Dennis, Geelong have made a move. Andrew Rogers going to full back. Of course, a regular full back last year for Geelong. He hasn't been tried there this year.
Lucky him. There's Hocking. Across the ground. It's taken by Couch. Shrugs the tackle. Little sleight of hand. Gets it away to McGrath. That's holding the ball. Beveridge will get the free kick. No. What's he decided? Holding the man. It's the tackle early.
Well, I can't work that one out.
He just likes McGrath. Handley's got it. Compassion is not dead. Handley from half back towards half forward. Yates from behind. Strong mark in front. Claimed by Barnes.
Now he's flipped the ball out. It'll go against him for a throw, will it? No.
The umpire making him go back and take the kick over the mark.
Because it was a real scoop.
It was. It certainly was.
Now he's gone for a legitimate hand pass to Gary Hocking, who's been quiet this term. Barry Stoneham, they need more from him. Stoneman half forward.
Coming up for only his 3rd kick, Pete, so he has been very quiet.
Well, he might be just a little bit too far out to score. It's Billy Brownless territory here. He's given it a decent chance. Brownless up high. Brown, snapshot. Gee, that's not bad. Only one behind. So a point to the Cats when they badly needed a goal. 8-4 plays 5-6, only 16 points in it. Road kicks in. They were 23 points behind at quarter time. This is Viney. He's got in short to Stephen Kingo. His numbers have come down quite some since he started at Melbourne. Nearing number 2. Barnes over the top. Steins waits at the back. The boundary line, I fear, is too close. It is. And so it'll be a throw in centre ring out of side. 15.5 minutes left in the second quarter. Tough game of football. Steins, a lone hand in the ruck for the Demons. As Barnes slips over. Hinkley kicks to midfield. Ablett the target. White wins out on that duel. Sean White spears the pass into centre half forward or left half forward. Love it. And Beveridge will take the mark.
Sean White doing a good job on Gary Ablett. Of course, I think Sean White with his athleticism will give Gary Ablett a very good matchup this afternoon.
Sean White has a few injury problems, or has had. He's playing well today. Luke Beveridge has trimmed down a little bit in the last couple of seasons. He's kicked 1 goal already. I don't think he's going to add to his total. Not in goals anyway. 1 behind. Kicked by Beveridge, who kicked the first goal of the game. 8-5 to 5-6 as the interchange bench at Geelong to be given a try at Anthony Darcy preparing to come on for the first time.
Margin is 17 points. Rogers virtually straight down the middle. Forsman did well, had to wait for it. Plays on, surrounded by Demons though. Brilliantly smothered off the boot by Yates and ricochets out wide. Handley's got it, did well with strength. Probing kick. Going back Geelong and the mark is taken by Hocking. Plays on to Poole, and Poole has missed.
Well, Dennis, I can't understand the need for a hand pass there in those circumstances, because Gary Hocking was only 20 metres from goal. He would have been right in front.
Yes, decided to pull the goals. Kick in the centre square. Hinckley was up. Hocking, Bairstow, back towards full forward. Billy Brownless this time. Takes the mark and thought about going.
He was nearly off, wasn't he?
Well, it's like the Bermuda Triangle down there for Geelong. They want to do something regardless. Now Brownless is deep in the left full forward pocket.
Yeah, there's the mark again, and Billy Brownless certainly wanting to go off. The umpire on most occasions would have called that play on.
So Brownless.
Very fortunate there, Billy.
Doesn't run around. Just kicks straight in all respects. Geelong 6-7, Melbourne 8-5, just over 13 minutes remaining.
There's 2 goals coming off Billy Brownless's boot in this second quarter. There's the mark again, just keeping Bryce out of the contest, and then just a little step. He was just about off, Billy Brownless. He thought that Bryce had lost balance, but Bryce recovered very quickly and was able to restrain Billy, and the umpire just allowing him to go back and take his kick.
2 goals by Billy Brownless. The difference once again 10 points. The Demons still holding sway. Barnes well in the ruck. Hocking collides with a teammate in Couch. It's the latter to get boot to ball. Knocked away into the arms of Viney. Came from Howard. Stretch. Obst. Melbourne player down at Schwartz. In the centre circle. And Tingay making good position across the 50-metre line. Long left footer, but just off target and through for only one behind. Schwartz now getting up to his feet. He seems to be okay. A couple of trainers out there asking if in fact he is. He seems to be moving. Well, Rogers to kick in. I think Malcolm Blight said yesterday at the AFL press conference that they had tried 25 fullbacks. Might have been a slight exaggeration, but I think we see his point now.
Well, Andrew Rogers, of course, played fullback for most of 1991 and did a fairly good job, I thought, but Malcolm Blight had different ideas at the start of 92.
Stoneham in front. Couch. Long hand pass. Who's holding who? Bairstow trying to get clear. Ball spills free again. Socket away by White. Obst. Very quick hand pass to Tingay, who's kicking on the run, lets him down a little bit. Healy. Oh, good smother by Handley. It'll come to Lovett. Oh, lightning hand pass. Steins. Kicks to space, looks for Healy. Boundary line is close. Did he keep it in? Boundary umpire says OK. Beveridge is marked. In the pocket again.
A line ball decision there. It was very close to out of bounds with Greg Healy, just getting his boot to the ball very quickly, and a clever kick finding Beveridge.
Beveridge has kicked one, but he missed one from a similar position not so long back in this term. Let's see if he's learned by that. I think he has. That's a pretty good sort of a kick for his second goal. Beveridge gets his second. It's 9-6 to 6-7.
That was a great kick from the boundary line there from Luke Beveridge. Of course, he kicked the opening goal of the match, and there from a very tight angle. I don't know whether that new standard would have made much difference to the goal kicking from the pockets here at the MCG, but they did train here Thursday night, but the goalposts weren't up, I don't think, Pete, were they?
They weren't. No, they put them up yesterday, Bernie. They had makeshift goalposts up.
So Melbourne meeting all the challenges. Margin 17 points. Steins down to Viney. Pickering. Hurried kick. Obst has got it now. Away to Stretch. Long kick down towards full forward. Massive kick. It's a goal. Melbourne 10-6. Geelong 6-7. Geelong started the term well with a flurry of goals, but Melbourne now doing much the better.
Yes, we are back to the quarter time margin of 23 points. Geelong doing well early in this quarter, but now with Jimmy Steins getting hand to the ball first in the centre square there, and Melbourne winning the ball out of the middle, and a 60-metre kick there from Stephen Stretch.
Barnes and Steins. Steins favoured by the bounce. It's gone that way a bit today. Love it. Tackled by Hocking. Lost it. Hocking's got it now. Strong tackle, Beveridge. Knocked the ball free, stretch towards half-forward Healy. Now Schwartz on the burst, 70 metres from goal. No carry on the kick. Rogers in front. Timely defensive mark. Brings play to the members' side. Poole from behind. It's knocked forward well, though. It comes to Tingay. Well played by Pickering to knock it to his team's advantage. Towards centre-half forward now. McGrath defiantly dragged off the kick. Gained only 15 metres. White stood his ground. Back towards Schwartz. Knocked away by Miles. Schwartz still going. Lamb in pursuit. He's got him. Ball jarred free. Miles goes off the ground. We'll have a throw-in on the other side wing.
It's been a great contest, hasn't it, Pete, for the opening round of 92 at the MCG?
Yes, top match so far. As you said, Bernie, the difference once again what it was at quarter time. So Geelong haven't really made inroads onto that deficit at all. Barnes in front. Picked up by Pickering. Kicks the ball across his body, actually over his shoulder. And McGrath, as he played the mark, yes, well, maybe that'll give him a little bit of confidence because he's had some tough tasks. Gary Hocking. Arguably Geelong's best player, not his best kick. Oh dear, oh dear.
It was a shocker, Pete, wasn't it? Really? 30 metres up in the air and 30 metres long.
Sean White, who's been doing a good job on Ablett. Poole went up one-handed, but hard to mark like that. Now the Cats come away. Darcy it was, giving it to Stephen Hocking. Darcy from Cobram. Two Geelong players on the edge of the square. And Paul Couch was the one to take the mark. Forsman was the other. Stretch, who kicked that 60-metre goal some 5 minutes back this time on the back line and sees the ball over the line safely.
They have been really prepared to work today, Melbourne.
They've tackled well, Bernie, haven't they?
They're just putting their bodies in. They're getting to every contest and making sure they just keep running at the ball on every occasion.
Once again proving the practice match form as White punches clear is not really a guide to what happens in the true season itself. That's a real grubber. The Worms duck, as Viney puts it over the line. Throw in centre wing. Under 10 minutes left in the half. So Bruce Doull's watching. He'll be pleased as punch with 3 headbands out there this afternoon. It's Barnes up high. Hocking, stretch, overruns it. No one getting a clean possession. And the umpire wisely, I think, will decide once again on a bounce. Melbourne, of course, this year without O'Dwyer, so a big task for Jim Stynes. He's got support with Schwartz. Stynes, of course, was under an injury cloud earlier in the week with an ankle. Seems to be carrying it okay today. Forsman, or good hand pass to Darcy. And unfortunately, the kick not quite as good. Eluded Brownless and Stoneham out of bounds right on 50. And the Cats badly needing a couple of goals before half-time.
Geelong are attacking very wide on most occasions, whereas Melbourne keeping it into that centre corridor area.
Stynes and Stoneham do battle. None comes out with the ball. Hocking ridden into the ground. Forsman's been busy. Good hand pass to Bairstow, but he's right on the boundary line. Tries to get around Howard. Does so. Hooks it back. Ablett was the target. He couldn't take the mark. No one can. Good bump by Sean White. And paddles the ball still further forward. Good tackle by Beveridge it was, but it comes to Forsman, a high kick. Ablett in front. Bryce taps down. Good tackle Pickering. Gary Lyon holding the ball. Free kick going Melbourne's way. Is that one the decision as Road takes it?
Yeah, your guess is as good as mine on that occasion, Pete. There's been a couple of strange ones today.
Road out of the back pocket. McGrath couldn't control it. This is Forsman. He's got good hands, Forsman. Couch. Lamb on the 50. Pushed in the back as he was kicking. Good decision. Lamb will get the free kick. So often umpires let that go, but it did alter the kick. Lunging push from Stephen Stretch. So Lamb will kick from right on the 50. Melbourne 10-6, Geelong 6-7. Hasn't got the carry. That's not a bad effort. That's a marvellous kick. Jamie Lamb kicks Geelong 7th. 7-7 plays 10-6 at the Melbourne Cricket Ground.
Yes, it was a very good kick from 50 metres. Let's have a look at that free kick again. Stephen at full stretch, just pushing him off balance. And I think he was a little bit lucky to get that free kick myself. Dennis. I know technically it was a free
Straight
kick,
in the back, though.
well, it was
Well,
technically,
kick,
but
though.
when you see that, he wasn't hardly pushed off balance at all.
Valuable goal kick by Jamie Lamb under 7 minutes left in the half. It was a real top kick from a long way out. Can the Cats get another one? We've got to build on this. Hinkley kicks to half forward, knocked away by Stoneham. Ablett's there, palms it on. Poole, he kicked the goal from a similar position early in the first quarter. He screwed that one back, but just a little bit too far, and it goes through for only a behind. Missed an easy goal at the other end of the ground too. 66 plays 50, 16 points. Once again the difference. Bryce will kick in. He'll look for White and finds him. White at left back pocket. Kicks to half back. Obst with the fist away. Healy doesn't seem to be having any trouble with that knee, which he had reconstructed. Howard. Lyon. Good tackle from Barnes. Ball hits the deck, so too does Bairstow. And it will be a bounce about 65 metres out from goal.
Dangerous manoeuvre, you think, Dennis, that one from Gary Lyon?
I thought so.
Coming in very late and bumping, I think it was Paul Couch in the head.
A bounce. Knocked down by Stoneham to Couch. Kicks to space in the pocket. Roundless. Will he kick the ball in? He can. Gets it past Healy. Lovett. Hooks the ball across his body up towards centre half back. Viney leading in the race for the ball. Good shepherd by Stein. Viney still has it. Gets offloaded. Gets his kick importantly. It eludes Hocking. Picked up by McGrath. Seems to be doing better away from the key defence post. Ablett over the top of his teammate Paul Couch. And then Couch has got a headache. Not surprising.
That would have been the mark of the year, wouldn't it? The run if Gary Ablett could have held that.
Social leap.
It was a magnificent leap. Just couldn't bring it down to the ground. Gee, he's athletic and aerobic, acrobatic type player.
Michael Roach took one like that against Hawthorn here years ago. This is Ken Hinkley. Spins on a threepenny bit on the centre wing position. White again, palms down, and it's taken away by Howard.
Goes to the boundary line with a kick. Viney, desperate attempt, couldn't hang on. It bounced off his body though, so a throw in on centre wing. 10-6, 7-8. Just over 4.5 minutes till half time. Stoneham from behind. Gets it wide. Well done by Healy. Obst got it to Howard. Lyon across to White. He boots it towards half forward. Barnes played pretty well. Plays on. Stephen Hocking on the wing. Kicks towards half forward. Gary's there but couldn't hang on. White lost the ball. Schwartz left it behind. White did well on the up, got it across to Yates. Now Stretch, forward of right half back. He's had a bounce, now kicks towards half forward. Bennett takes the mark. Judged it best in the air. Two West Australians out there, Bennett and Handley. Their competition actually starts next weekend. Centering kick, Steins has it fisted away. Hinkley towards the outer side. And that pair battle again. Bennett tries to paddle it away. They battle after it. Bennett on top of it. Slaps it out eventually. Obst, brilliantly done. Still he goes, Obst. Concedes some ground, but got it to Lovett. He finds Pickering. Pickering, the short pass is on. Jakovic on his knees.
Well, a brilliant display of football, that. First from Bennett, a great tap out, and Andrew Obst, one of the most determined players you'd ever see. Jakovic, of course, providing the lead in that forward line. Just a brilliant build-up by Melbourne. A totally committed side today.
Talking about the WAFL starting next week. Good luck to Jeff Geeshan at West Perth. Old teammate of yours, coaching over there, Bernie?
Yes, certainly.
Jakovic has goal. 5 to Alan Jakovic.
11-6 plays 7-8. And once again, the Demons scoot clear.
Yes, Jakovic, 3 goals in the first quarter, now 2 in this second quarter with his second opponent, Andrew Rogers, now playing on him. And, is he a dangerous forward? 5 goals, 3. He's had 8 shots at goal. And just providing a target on that forward line. Melbourne playing terrific football at the moment.
5 goals by Alan Jakovic. And we've still got 3 minutes left before half time, or just a little bit less. Indecisive ruck work. Tingay finally. Gets the ball down. Picked up for the Demons by Viney. Another great mark, this time at Bennett. And Bennett, you would have to say, Bernie, well within kicking distance for him.
Yes, I would think so. Only his second mark, Darren Bennett, both coming in the last couple of minutes. He hasn't had many opportunities with Djakovic playing at full forward. He seems to appreciate the half-forward line all that much, but should make the distance.
Just over 50. Oh, look at the distance. He has kicked that a country mile. Not only one behind. Great follow through. His boot is higher than his head in his kicking motion. He really lets go. Rogers to kick in. In fact, there is a free kick and a 50-metre penalty against Djakovic, who was having plenty to say.
Well, this is how he got reported last year, having plenty to say on this ground. Has to be careful.
Rogers kicks out wide. McGrath, as I mentioned earlier, doing better away from the key defence post. He wouldn't away from Djakovic the way he's playing today. Tried to find Bairstow, had an inaccurate kick and it's out of bounds. Left half forward for Geelong. 1 minute and 3/4 left before the break, and the Cats need a couple of quick goals.
I wish I'd started attacking straight down the ground, Pete. They're a wasted kick again from Tim McGrath.
I guess that happens, Bernie, when you're under pressure. And they are certainly at the moment. This is Howard. Well, that is close to deliberate, isn't it?
That is deliberate.
Yes.
Well, the umpire has been letting that go, but the rule book says a deliberate kick out of bounds should be awarded with a free kick, and that's certainly what happened there.
Bairstow to Brown, who gets sandwiched, and free kick going Melbourne's way. Peter Road to take the free kick. Road just up from the right back pocket, and he'll get Melbourne out of danger.
Hugs the boundary with a kick. Steins is up. Lyon raked it in. Hand passes towards the boundary line. Bairstow can't keep it in, and will have a throw in on the outer side wing. I think it's safe to say that some of the Cats haven't enjoyed the aggression of the Demons today. 11-7 to 7-8. That's reflected on the scoreboard. Brownless in front. Schwartz over the top, fisting away. Hinkley couldn't do much with it. Aided by Couch. Dragged off it. Obst picks up the loose ball. Sends Beveridge away. Half smothered. Lamb did well initially. Beveridge comes back though. Picks up his smothered kick. Kicks inside the 50. Healy. Down he goes. McGrath hit him solidly. This man has 5 goals, Djakovic, but Poole coming the other way cuts it off. Kicks it back towards the outer side wing. Over the top to lead to Schwartz. A big fist. Worth almost a kick. Lamb in trouble. Outnumbered 3-1. Was he holding the ball? Not according to the umpire.
I thought he was dragged too high in the end, didn't he?
There's the siren for half-time. It matters not. So half-time at the Melbourne Cricket Ground, and Melbourne defying the odds, defying the critics. People said it was going to be a year on the slide for them. Well, so far, they've been terrific. And they lead 11-7 to 7-8. Michael Pickering, who started well, the brothers Hocking having a word. But generally, it's been Melbourne who have wanted the ball most. And tribute to that man, John Northey. Year in, year out, he's got them up, and he's doing it again today. Can they go on? Andrew Obst has played very well so far. 11-7, 7-8, half-time at the Melbourne Cricket Ground. Second half in at the Melbourne Cricket Ground. 11-7, 7-8. Steins towards half forward with the fist. Viney down towards half forward. Bennett couldn't hang on. Still he goes, Bennett. Strong tackle Handley, and the ball spills across the boundary line and will be thrown in. No, holding the ball is the decision.
Well, he should have really held that mark. He did all the right thing getting in front, and really spilled a simple mark in the end.
Towards centre wing, knocked on by Brownless. Right up the ground, it runs out of bounds behind the pack. Throw in. Just the attacking side of left centre wing for the Cats.
It looks, Dennis, as though Billy Brownless has been moved out to centre half forward, and surprisingly, maybe Ken Hinkley playing at full forward.
Barnes in front of Steins. Gets it down, but only at his feet. Stoneham going nowhere. Viney stood up in the tackle. Bounces obligingly for Steins, who boots it down towards right half forward. Bennett led to the ball by Handley. Miles did well going back with the flight of it. Handley lays it off to Hocking. Rather untidy handball, but effective. Ablett kept his composure. Long kick off a standing start towards half forward, waiting behind Couch. Can he control it, Couch? Still he goes. 52 metres out from goal, Paul Couch. Long floating kick down towards the kick-off line off hands, and a minor score.
Really, though, Geelong at the moment are kicking and hoping. Just kicking long. The kick from from Ablett, I'm sorry. A long left foot torpedo was a magnificent kick, but they're not really looking where they are kicking.
Paul Bryce kicks in again. Off the hands of the pack. Forsman can't make ground. And the ball over the boundary line for a throw-in 45 metres out from the Cats' goal. They need a couple of quick ones. Got to within 10 points twice during the second quarter. And again, Melbourne was able to stretch the lead to 23 points at the main change, which was at quarter time. Steins and Barnes off the ground. Healy, after the tap-on, came from stretch, and it's out of bounds in front of Todd Viney. So the Demons working it around the boundary line effectively.
I said Ken Hinkley had been moved to full forward. The player who's replaced him on half-back flank is Mark Neal. I just can't pick up who has been replaced at the moment, Pete.
Hinkley came to full forward in the state match in Tasmania in Hobart last year and did well in the last quarter. Forsman to number 33's Healy's there, wins out, grabbed high. Viney kicks from a standing start. The kick is short, back towards the centre wing position. Gary Lyon goes for the knock-on. I think it's out of bounds. It is in front of Billy Brownless. A good match up that, potentially at least.
Well, the move, Ablett seems to be playing further up the ground, maybe in the middle. And I think Paul Couch is playing in his position on the forward line.
And Ablett contesting that throw-in. Stodham need to get more out of him as well. Poole kicked their first goal. Centering kick that time. Oh, mark is pinched by Paul Bryce. Gee, that's confidence.
Well, it was a good mark in the end, Pete, but dangerous play from the fullback.
Could have gone for the punch, and most coaches would probably say should have. Loose ball on centre wing. Stephen Hocking and Beveridge. Bairstow had it and then lost it. Number 22 is Neal, having his first touch. Spent the first half on the bench. Untidy play on the outer side, and the option for the umpire, not really many options at all, is to bounce it.
There we see again most close quarter tussles, Melbourne coming out on top and able to tie up Geelong again on that occasion.
Their tackling today has really been good, as we saw in the half-time stats. Well on top, practically double. Viney, Bairstow, Couch and Tingay. Steins, who started slowly but has got better as the match has gone on. Lyon back to Tingay. Tingay left centre wing. Ball slews off the side of the boot, not to the advantage of his side. Poole sits up nicely for him. Well, nearly had his head taken off. No doubt about the free kick.
And a few words spoken to Greg Healy after that very high tackle.
So Poole kicks to half forward. Oh, Brown, great mark.
He is an accomplished young player, Paul Brown, 22 years of age. Most impressive. Kicked 8 goals in one of the practice matches. And very lively. Always leads. Good on both sides of his body.
Well, maybe too far out to score here. Win behind him. Goes for the torpedo punt. Gets it into the goal square off the hands of the pack. Stretch. Gives it away to Viney. Long hand pass from him. Or it might sit very well for Couch. It does. And Couch gets it back to Bairstow with a quick kick.
Wobbles it down towards full forward. A lot of Melbourne hands there. Bryce it is who holds the mark. Plays on by hand across to Road. They'll run it out. This is Lovett. Always reliable. Boots it out wide. Now Pickering kept his balance, and as a result, there's about 15 metres on McGrath, who fell over. He runs it down towards right half forward. Probing kick down towards the kick-off line. Going back, Jankovic, fisted away by Rogers. It runs free. Miles with some time. Ablett, obviously with a roving commission now. From half-back Ablett towards the wing. Darcy does well. Hard against the boundary line. First gamer. Anthony Darcy towards half-forward. Fell in short, but Stoneham was on the road there. It was good for Geelong. Gave it to Couch. Knocked away from Brown. White back to Road, who punched it initially. Well played. Obst handled it beautifully. Forward of half-back. Goes with a kick towards half-forward, and Schwartz, man in front. Neal should be paid, and is.
Neal coming in for his second kick. Tingay underneath it, so too is Forsman, one of Geelong's best, certainly in their best 3 or 4, and he'll be paid the mark on right centre wing. Plays on quickly. 19 minutes left in the third term. Brown again on a lead and marks. Late attention from Jimmy Stein. It's not a 50-metre penalty though. I went for the torpedo punt before. Let's see what he does this time. A little bit closer in, but not much, and the angle is greater.
Yes, but probably within kicking distance, I'd say here. Pete will be kicking from about, let me see, 47, 48 metres out.
So Paul Brown, chance to bring Geelong closer. He's got the distance and one behind. I feel, yes. Another point to the Cats. Trailed by 23 points at both changes. Now trailed by 21. 11-7 to 7-10. Paul Bryce kicks in again. Favours the member stand side. On a lead. Lyon.
That's got to be
pushed
a
over.
kick. Come on.
Umpire says nothing for it. Brownless twisting and turning. Ducks the head. A little bit slow to finally get rid of it. Brownless. Kneeled. On the burst. Obst playing a great third quarter. And he'll get Melbourne out of danger. Long high kick to half forward. But in the road for the Cats is Stephen Hocking.
Away he goes, runs through the middle, kicks towards half forward. Ablett going back with the flight of the ball, almost a clever one-hander. Rakes it in, then loses it, applies the tackle to Stretch, and in turn Beveridge, well done by Ablett. Perhaps should have marked it by his standards. He had it under control, then lost it. Most players wouldn't have got it under control, of course. So we have a bounce about 40 metres out from goal. He always competes, does Ablett. Brilliantly down. Hocking from 25 metres out. It's a goal. Well done by Brownless, directing it down to Hocking. 8-10 plays 11-7.
Goal on the left foot from Gary Hocking, a player who can kick just about equally as well on either side of his body. Badly needed goal. His second goal, Gary Hocking. A very lively player. They need something from players like Ablett and Brownless, and also Stoneham in this second half.
15 points the difference. There's the time remaining. And the Cats, as they did in the second term, getting an early goal. Kneeled. A hand pass towards half forward. Obst. Very clever, but the hand pass sold Lovett into trouble. Viney emerges with the ball. Put down as he kicked. No relayed free. Handley tried to trap it, missed it. Barnes too slow, dragged down by Beveridge. Stephen Hocking at close quarters to Neal, who goes again to Miles. Miles up from half back, boots towards half forward. Poole's got the run of it now, just outside the 50. Gets the hand pass back towards Ablett. He's been everywhere in this term. Didn't have the ball, and he'll get the free kick. Well, he's really working hard, Gary Ablett, to try and spark these Cats.
Oh, that had to be paid, Dennis, because Gary Ablett never took that ball in possession.
From about 60 metres out, long kick. Stoneham going back in best position over the top. Howard. He forces the minor score.
Gary Ablett certainly leading by example. As we watch it in replay.
He was just tapping it in front of him there, and dragged off it there from Gary Lyon. Melbourne members not too happy about that one.
Well, it was one of those controversial ones. As you said, Bernie, had to be paid to Ablett. Over the top, Brownless.
Now that had to be paid to Lyon. There's two free kicks that should have been paid to Gary Lyon that haven't been paid.
Lyon to Steins. And Melbourne will come away through Andrew Obst. Good shepherd by Stretch, who runs with him. They lose it, regain it. He's lost it again. Good tackle by Poole. Obst once more having a great third quarter. Neal has made a difference since he came on. He's done well. A couple of tight situations.
Yeah, well, tremendous desperation by both sides shown on that occasion. Todd Viney just getting his hand in there when Geelong looked like they could have been off and running.
15 and a half minutes left in the term. Ball up centre wing. Schwartz. Ablett. Getting plenty out of him in this third quarter. Or Stoneham, strong mark. Would have been a free kick anyway.
50-metre penalty being applied there against John Howard. Maybe a little bit unlucky, Dennis.
A little bit high.
It would be like a skating rink on that centre area, wouldn't it? Like the player coming from behind is hanging on as much to keep his balance as anything else, I'd suggest, in there. It would be very hard, that centre wicket area, although...
Well, Stoneham really bringing Howard forward with his momentum. You don't agree, Pete?
Bernie.
You think that's a bit rough?
Turn it up.
Oh, well.
What about it being hard?
Exactly.
Yeah, it could be a vital 50-metre penalty. He kicks from about 48 metres, Stoneham. It's a goal. Stoneham gets his first, and the Cats come a little bit closer. 73 to 65. It's a ball game.
Yes, it sure is. Well, you couldn't write off Geelong at half-time. Only 23 points in it.
That was high, Bernie.
Yes,
but
well,
he doesn't let go, does he? He doesn't let go.
Well, his arms aren't really hanging on tightly there. I'd say they're out there just helping along his way, Pete.
Okay.
Eight points in it now. Couch out of the middle, dragged down. Forsman misses it. Hocking doesn't. Picked it up well. McGrath. High floating kick down towards half forward. Melbourne's defence under pressure. Yates across his body, runs it out towards the boundary line, out of bounds, and it will be thrown in. So Geelong clawing their way back into this. They haven't been impressive for the best part of the first half, but they're still in touch. If they find their form, they can still win it. Melbourne just falling away for the moment. Steins flicks it behind eventually. Forsman, again good hands, got it to Couch, centering kick. Ablett drops the mark. Tracks it towards the middle. Still he goes, Ablett has had one bounce. White's got him, great tackle. Could have been holding the ball. Off the ground by Lyon. Did well, got it to Pickering. Pickering running it down towards half forward. Goes in short. Jakovic intelligently led up the ground. Then feigned as if to go back to the goal squid and came again. And Pickering all the time read it well.
And what a bad mistake there from Gary Ablett. First missing that easy chest mark. And then Sean White, a very quick player, was able to get in contact with Gary Ablett, drag him off the ball. And Pickering cleaning up.
Jakovic has had a very good day. It gets even better. 6 goals to Alan Jakovic. A live wire on the forward line.
6 goals to Jakovic, 12-7 to 9-11.
Well, that just shows how you can turn defence into attack very quickly. Gary Ablett looked as if he was running away from Sean White. Great tackle there from Sean White. The free kick was awarded. Advantage paid. And there it spills out to Michael Pickering. And of course most of the Geelong players had been going forward, expecting Gary Ablett to drive the ball into attack.
So Jakovic has got goals in each quarter. 12 points the difference now once again. Or 14 I should say. Almost too high. The umpire says no, play on.
Almost too high, Pete. He nearly took his head off.
Love it. Mark missed by Handley. McGrath. Bairstow. Bairstow at right half-back flank. Tingay in pursuit. Don't think he'll catch him. He won't. Good long kick by the skipper. Up towards the true centre-half forward position. Waiting at the back is Schwartz. Brings the ball out to the member stand side. He's found Michael Pickering. Plenty of space. Looks for Jakovic on a lead. Rogers, a late fist to the ball, knocks it well clear and out of bounds for a throw-in 50 metres from Melbourne's goal. So top game of football. 23 points Melbourne led at both changes. Geelong came back. The Demons, though, have answered every challenge. Healy from Schwartz. Beveridge, who kicked the first goal of the game down that end. He's kept that one in, but only just. And Handley missed it initially, and it bounced off Rogers to be out of bounds for a throw-in, only a few metres from the scoring area. 12 and a quarter minutes left in the term. It's going to be Barnes and Schwartz. Bennett over the top. Healy. Bairstow. Directly down the ground again. Brownless. Obst. Good tackle. Lyon runs into Brownless. Ball spills free. Brownless takes a hand pass and then cops a high one. And it's going to be a ball up midfield.
Good strong work though from Billy Brownless. So he came at him from everywhere. He was able to brush them off.
So still at centre field. And a ball up, 11 and a half minutes left in the term.
Steins and Brownless. Stoneham reaching over the top. Love it. Well done. Very high kick. Straight up. Tingay. Over the top was Darcy. Up towards the boundary by Bairstow. Yates is there for Melbourne. Towards the wing goes the kick. Free running ball. Beveridge has got it for Melbourne. Steins. Forward of the wing. Kicking towards half forward. Bennett. He's about 60 metres out from goal. Jakovic calling for it. Long bomb, missed kick, wobbles off the side of his boot. Handley, Barnes got an unkind bounce as well. It comes to Jakovic behind, dragged off the kick, he bends it back, not in time.
Oh, so close, Dennis, wasn't it?
Just missed.
I thought he had managed to kick a miraculous goal there.
McGrath plays onto himself. Boots towards the outer side. Ablett, up he goes. Hands to it. Couldn't rake it in. Down goes Lovett. Could have been taken high. Holding the ball is the decision. Oh, that was a quick one. Neal plays on to Hocking. Gary Hocking from halfback. Across the ground. Barnes couldn't control it. Some indecision. Now Couch alongside the centre circle. Paul Couch thinks about the hand pass. Now releases the ball. Very hard to control it on the centre wicket. Hocking couldn't. Sock it away by Obst. Viney gets it to Beveridge. Obst looked away from the ball as it arrived. They scramble after it. Tingay dives in. Steins goes down. Loose ball on top of it. Healy tries to get it out. Stoneham goes against the flow. Couldn't control it. Back comes Steins. They're playing for keeps. Viney across his body. Clever mark. Claimed by Lovett. No, didn't go the distance, says the umpire. He's got no sense of humour. Clever bounce on the wing.
That won't please the Melbourne supporters, Dennis.
Well, the margin is 15 points. They led by 23 points at half-time. That's Melbourne. Geelong trailed 8 times at half-time last season. They came back to win 3 of those games. Steins from the ruck.
Steins' kick up towards centre half forward. Tingay, tap on from Bennett. Where's Jakovic on the lead with Rogers. Rogers gets a more favourable bounce. Miles will have to spin out quickly. Good tackle, Healy. Darcy, a quick kick under pressure. Still inside the boundary line. Bairstow. Can the Cats build something on this? Up towards half forward. Ablett this time, yes! Great juggled mark. Maybe too far out to score for the chap. Realises that. Short pass. Looks for Hinkley playing it full forward. Hasn't had many opportunities in this term. Ops, good tackle. Bryce. Howard. Did he keep it in play? I'm looking at the boundary umpire. He did. Onto Tingay. He gets collared. Ball still to be won. Miles, what's he doing down there? He played a bit on the forward line when he was at Collingwood with those speckies. Beveridge. Steins. Doesn't have to be spectacular. He was on his own. The Brownlow medalist goes for the centering kick. McGrath in front. Takes the mark. In front of Michael Pickering, who's done well in his debut game for his new club, Melbourne. Across the ground. Gee, that could have been dangerous. Barnes. Stretch. It may still prove to be.
Yeah, it's very indirect football by Geelong, and on most occasions they've either gone wide or, well, no advantage at all going across there.
Stephen Stretch kicked a miraculous goal in the second quarter. It was a good 60-metre kick. Oh, juggled mark. The umpire has paid it to Rogers. Relays it in turn over to Jeff Miles inside his own defensive 50-metre line. Forsman, one of Geelong's best players today, right on the boundary line. He'll look for Paul Couch. Forsman again. Hocking up from behind. Gathers the rebound well. Spins out superbly. Gets away from Steins. Snapshot. Brown their chance. But Stephen Stretch covering plenty of territory. Knocks it through from behind. 7.5 minutes left in the term. 80 plays 66.
Yeah, safety first there for Stephen Stretch. It looked as though he was in perfect position to take that mark, but taking no chances, thumped it through.
Get the feeling, though, momentum is starting to shift a little bit. Geelong getting back into it. Rhodes short. Stretch has got it. Up from the back pocket. High kick towards centre wing. Pickering battling with McGrath. The latter got a fist on it. Viney to Bryce. Right centre wing for the Demons. His kicking has been poor all day. That was no exception. Miles to McGrath. Probing kick towards half forward. Brown is the target. Got a hand to it. Couldn't hang on. Yates controlled it well behind. Steins at close quarters to Howard, who runs it away from half back through the middle. Healy missed it. Schwartz couldn't control it. McGrath's got it from Hocking. Back towards half foot. It was a touch ball. Ablett again. Ablett just outside the centre square. Intelligent kick. Poole. Great play by Gary Ablett. Mercurial. So Poole, a chance to score from about 35 metres out.
Still leading very wide to those pockets though, Dennis. Although is favoured by being a right foot kick, the right side of the ground for Trevor Poole.
Yes, nothing much has worked up forward, unlike Melbourne. They've had Jakovic all day. Geelong have really laboured for their goals. Poole, good looking kick. It's home, and the Cats are storming back.
Ball second, 12-8-80 to 10-12, 72.
Yes, only 8 points in it now. Geelong have done most of the attacking and most of the scoring in this third quarter. As we we see that in replay. Gary Ablett, since he's been moved further afield, has come into the match quite a bit in this third term. And that's a very good kick from Trevor Poole, finishing it off.
Two goals to Trevor Poole, 8 points the difference now at the MCG. 80 plays 72. Stoneham in the ruck, taps it down. Poole again. Ablett, can he kick one from there? 55 to 60 metres out he goes, goalwards. And the ball will be rushed through for one behind. No, it hit the post. Hit the behind post, so throw in. He's tried to lift his side, Gary Ablett, in this quarter.
It's been a good quarter by Geelong. A couple of moves they made have certainly helped swing things around. Barnes off the ground at the moment.
So Stoneham doing the ruck, although not this time. Steins wins that duel under Paul Bryce. It's better kick. Certainly distance-wise, to the side's advantage, no. Bairstow looks for Stoneham. Stoneham on right centre wing. Again chips it in short. Hocking, ooh. Takes the mark in front of Gary Lyons. Did his ground well. Again short. Brown up 2 hands. Couldn't take the mark. Poole again. And out of bounds. No, it's not out of bounds. Forsman and Paul Bryce kindly mark in front of Ken Hinkley. He was brought back on the mark by the umpire. Oh, that's not a good kick again. Oh, Brown should have taken the mark. Ball dropped short again from Paul Bryce. Kick smothered from Couch. Rebounds Melbourne's way. Lyon onto Obst. Over to Lovett, who goes straight down the ground. Can Melbourne make something of this? No, they can't, because Stephen Hocking's in the road. Very effective, unspectacular, but does well. Stoneham inside the square. Kick is straight down the centre again. Ablett, mark of the day. What a grab!
Well, that was a great mark, Gary Ablett. Good to see him. He really was committed going to that ball. Up on the back of Sean White. Michael Pickering, no hope of spoiling that one.
Well, he's really lifted this quarter, Ablett. Got the ride.
Doesn't he love to take those?
He sure does. And the crowd loves to see them. Can he cap it off? He's hooked it a bit. It's coming back a little. Have to wait on the goal umpire. One behind. Very close. This was a shot of Alan Jakovic at the other end in this quarter. 12-8 to 10-13. Healy off the ground.
It's been replaced by Stephen Phoebe.
Gary Ablett, 28 goals in 12 games last season. One this afternoon. Marvellous mark. Steins across to Bryce. And this ball's off hands and out of bounds on the outer side wing. Melbourne 12-6, Geelong 10-13. Just over 3.5 minutes remaining till three-quarter time. Stoneham and Schwartz. Schwartz works his way in front. Stoneham, clean possession behind. Miles towards half forward. White could have almost been held. No free kick. Down goes Lyon.
Gee. He got the heavy knock there from Gary Ablett. He's okay.
And they've got a bit of a history, that pair. This is White.
Well, maybe it looked worse than it was.
White goes towards the outer side. Steins in front. Fisted away by Miles. Taken by Bairstow. Back towards the pocket. Bryce used his body well. It's his ball now. Close to the boundary line. Measures the hand pass. Lyon seems to be okay. White. Interesting kick. Very effective. Steins has got it. So the Irish duo combining there. Steins pumps it down towards half forward. Bennett is up. Knocked away by Handley. Opportunity for Tingay to the advantage of Lovett. Close to the boundary line. He keeps it in. It wobbles down towards the pocket. Jakovic couldn't control it. Didn't touch it. Hocking left it behind. Now Jakovic right against the boundary line. Out of bounds on the full. Well, a lot of talent in this game.
He really
you can see why he doesn't get too many free kicks.
He should have really went for the centering kick, though. Beveridge was going right back into the goal square by himself.
Handley to Forsman. Forsman short of centre half back. Kicks to midfield. Couch made position well. Looping hand pass over the top to Poole. Took it and then lost it. The Cats will still be able to get something out of this as Lamb kicks it to Brownless.
There'll be a chance of making the distance here too, Pete, from about 55 metres, 53 metres maybe.
Going to go for the drop punt. Kicked a torpedo when he was about 60 metres out in the first quarter. Oh, he's made a meal of that one.
Oh, a shocking kick from Billy Brown. It hasn't been a good day for Bill. Some of his kicking has really let him down. On a couple of occasions he looked as if he could have made the distance.
Went for distance there, obviously, and lost accuracy totally, and distance. So Bryce kicks in as Hinckley stands the mark. They all missed it. Couch behind. Good tackle by Obst. Hocking. Fine tackle stretch. Groundless. Couch. Oh, he's nearly gone too far. Onto Poole, directly in front. 35 metres out. Shoots and has brought it back for a goal. His third. And the Cats really mount a challenge. They trail by a point.
It's a great quarter by Geelong. They've done all the scoring. Melbourne only able to manage 1 goal, 1 for the term. And Geelong getting the momentum out of the centre of the ground. Poor Couch. His handball just out to Poole, kicking on the right boot, not his natural kicking foot. Unable to drag that one back for a goal. So great play by Geelong.
25 possessions now to Paul Couch. Only a point in it. Stoneham gets it down. Beveridge towards half forward. Momentum squarely now with the Cats. Stephen Hocking did well in a tight situation. Emerges with a ball charged down by Steins. Lamb got it to Bairstow. Across to Forsman. Wants his left side. 60 metres from goal. Long kick. Brown is going back. Showed a lot of courage there. And that ball is out of bounds, I fancy, on the full. No? Yes, they played it that way.
No, it's going the other way, Dennis. The umpire indicating the goal umpire giving the signal.
That's the wrong decision.
I thought it was
clearly out of bounds on the full.
Never mind.
There's your barrack for Melbourne. Throw in. Steins in front. Knocked away by White. Close to the boundary line. Forsman. Well, he had it on the wing on the opposite side just a few moments ago, so he's covering a lot of ground. It's out of bounds. Forsman, 23 possessions so far. Busy afternoon. Three-quarter time at the Melbourne Cricket Ground, and we've got a beauty in the making. Melbourne lead by a point, 80-79. Start of the final quarter here at the Melbourne Cricket Ground. 12-8, 11-13. We're set for a great finish. Stoneham favoured by the bounce. Phoebe comes over the top and wins it down. Pickering, long kick down towards full forward. Rogers has done better since he went back to full back, certainly better than McGrath, despite the fact Jakovic has 6 goals. Towards the outer side goes the ball. Beveridge to no one in particular. Handley. Nicely done. Bairstow, the defensive side of half-back, in short to Hocking. Gary Hocking through the centre, on the lead Brownless, lays it off quickly. Couch. He's been super today, Couch. Gets it across to support. Lamb. Ablett, 45 metres out from goal. Ablett. Is it good enough? It's close. It's a goal.
Cats are in front.
For the first time today, I'd venture to say, 12-13 to 12-8.
We saw the momentum now with Geelong. Gary Ablett finishing that off. Good running football by Geelong, using the centre corridor, the area that John Northey was talking about. Well, Geelong doing it perfectly, bringing it right down the middle, and Gary Ablett finishing it off, now playing across that half-forward line. He's kicked 2 goals too, Gary Ablett.
First goal of the final quarter. The Cats in front by 5 points after they trailed by 23 points at half-time. Can they go on with it now? This is Schwartz for Melbourne. Puts the Demons into attack. Can they get the quick reply? Jakovic won't quite get there. Ball taken over the boundary line by Handley. Tim Watson has some news on Greg Healy.
Yes, Greg Healy is off the ground at the moment. He has a strained calf. It's fairly heavily bandaged, and they're icing at the moment, but it's unlikely that he'll take any further part in this game.
Thanks, Tim. Bennett. Ablett over the top. Gains about 5 metres for his club. Really lifted himself and also his side in the third quarter, Gary Ablett. He put his body in where it mattered, and the Cats have got the results on the board. Bennett with Stoneham. Stoneham wins out, goes across the goal, arguably dangerous. In fact, you can cross out, arguably. Stephen Stretch well within kicking distance. And a cardinal sin. Bernie?
Yes, well, an amazing decision there from Barry Stoneham. He certainly picked out the worst player on the ground to kick to. He must not just have had a look before he kicked that ball, because he wouldn't have kicked it to this man.
Who kicked a 60-metre goal in the second quarter, so distance won't be a problem for him. From 45 out, he kicks it goal and gets it. So Melbourne back in front. 13-8, 86. The Demons lead Geelong 12-13, 85.
Yes, well, Stephen Stretch finishing that one off, kicking his second goal. Good play by Stoneham, taking it out of the ruck, then turning completely the wrong way, and not even trying to go wide to the outer side of the ground. He kept it into the centre corridor area, and of course paid the penalty with Stephen Stretch, one of the best kicks in the Melbourne side, taking that mark.
12 possessions to Stephen Stretch. 2 goals this afternoon, and Melbourne lead by a point. Stoneham wins it down. Knocked on by Steins. Well worked. Away comes Obst. He got it there from Schwartz. Jakovic couldn't hang on. Tries to go off the ground. Rogers put his body in. Now Beveridge has got the run of it. We've got a whistle.
Yes, it's
fair enough.
Yeah, kicking in danger decision, but Jakovic should have taken that mark.
Rogers gets it to Hocking. He goes towards the wing and finds Poole. Just the defensive side of right centre wing for the Cats. Plays on immediately. In short for Stoneham. Stood his ground well. Lamb wanting to go, he can't. Comes back to Stoneham, who's been, for the best part, quiet today. Kicks inside the 50. Oh, good mark. Schwartz is a lively customer. Obst. He's played very well. Cross half back now. 22 possessions for Obst. Towards the wing. Bennett's in front. Handley the fist. Steins roving the pack. Back towards the wing goes the kick. Hocking came to meet the ball. Forsman dragged off the hand pass, but he's got support. McGrath sweeps it out wide. Hocking draws a man, finds Poole, who's kicked 3 goals from 70 metres out. Goes long down towards full forward. Brown. Off hands Brownless, a half chance. Still they go down there in the pocket. Darcy knocked on by Hinkley. Taken by White to Steins. Lays it off to Lyon. Quick rebounding football. Lyon back towards the wing. Schwartz was up. Couldn't hang on. Stoneham falls on top of him. Viney is there too. And will have a ball up. David Schwartz. (13-8, 12-13). Stoneham and Steins body to body. Schwartz, plenty of spring in those young legs. Bairstow out wide. Poole, how will it bounce? Away from him, and it will be thrown in.
Under 21 minutes left in the contest. George Clark, veteran trainer, gives Poole a drink. A throw in the middle of the interchange area. Stoneham and Steins, with Barnes off the ground. This is Lamb, chased by Andrew Obst. Lyon, oh, that would have been a magnificent mark.
He's got the free kick, Pete.
As Peter McKenna would say, as he ducked back.
Yes, being pushed in the chest as he was trying to take that mark.
And Gary Lyon was also under an injury cloud earlier in the week. That's a good tackle on Tingay by Paul Couch, and he's reaped the reward. He's got the footy. Kicks down to Hinkley. Still at full forward. Played the first half in defence. Of course, played full forward in that interstate game down in Hobart last year.
Yes, he certainly swung the game around at Hobart when he went to the forward line. But bad sign there from Melbourne with those 2 players. Not too sure which one should have went for the ball.
Hinkley from 45 out. That's a great kick, Ken Hinkley. That's a goal. Hinkley gets his first goal. And the lead changes yet again. 13-13 to 13-8.
Yes, as I said, the 2 Melbourne players waiting there for the ball. One was John Howard, the other one was Stephen Tingay, the ball landing in the middle of them. And Paul Couch making them pay dearly for that with the lead there from Ken Hinkley, and a very good kick from 40 metres out, right through the middle.
Well, Geelong played last week, Melbourne didn't. It could help the Cats in a tight finish. McGrath towards half forward. Loose ball. White slides in. Hocking goes in too. And there's a whistle. Just inside the attacking 50 for the Cats, who lead by 5 points. They trail by 23 points at half-time. Stynes and Brownless. Stynes wide of the pack, taken by Ablett. Dragged off it, scrambles a kick about 15 metres, and Hocking, Gary Hocking, has taken the mark.
Gutsy mark, Dennis.
About 40 metres out from goal. The best and fairest winner for the Cats last season, finished third in the Brownlow. And a good chance from here. And if he gets it, it's going to be a tough contract for Melbourne to get back in it.
There should have to be a reasonable chance of kicking this goal, only about 45 metres out. Certainly will make the distance. He was limping slightly at the start of this final term, but still shouldn't be a problem from there.
Well, there you go, Bernie.
Well, distance wasn't a problem, Dennis. We never mentioned accuracy, but a shocking kick off Reboot there from Gary Hocking. He is a little bit proppy, though, I did notice at the start of the last quarter.
That would have been a most valuable one. Bryce boots it back towards half-back. Ablett knocked away by White. 2 jumping jacks. Ablett gets it across the boundary line. It will be thrown in.
And definitely deliberate. Definitely deliberate. I think Gary Ablett would be happy to get away with that one.
Geelong 13-13, Melbourne 13-8. Stynes and Stoneham. Stoneham should have got a free kick there. It comes behind a Lovett. High kick through centre. Neil goes back and takes a clever mark.
He spent the first half on the bench. He's done well since he came on after the break. Lyon is opposite number 3, Bairstow. The 2 captains collide. Decision going against Gary Lyon, who gets pushed down. That might be 50 metres. Or reversed, whichever way you like it.
Yes, it's reversed. Reversed against Mark Bairstow for rather an indiscriminate push.
Pretty silly. Well, the mark taken by Phoebe. He's also had a good stint on the bench this afternoon. Handley taps down. This will be a goal. No trouble to Viney. Well, the Demons will play again. As Todd Viney puts through his first goal, they lead by a point.
And they're back in front, yes. Melbourne doing it well. They certainly won't lie down. They're totally committed, both sides today. Especially Melbourne in that first half, working very hard. As I said, Gary Hocking did have some sort of a problem. And it looks like a knock on that left hip, which may have caused him to kick that last one out of bounds on the full.
Well, Studham's kick and Bairstow's push have hurt the Cats. Neil kicks it out wide. Ablett draws a man. Brownless an opportunity inside the 50, can go again and does. Hinkley 25 metres out, across the face and a minor score.
They're level.
92 apiece. Still plenty of time. The first gamer, Andrew Lamprell, is warming up. Nice time to come in. Here's Road towards the outer side. Geelong 3-on-2 out there. That wasn't the place for it. Bairstow leads back in the race. Approached it rather tentatively. Tingay across to Stynes. Forward at the wing. Down towards half forward. Jakovic storming up from goal. Has taken this mark at right half forward. He's already got 6. Wasting no time. Goes for distance down towards full forward. Lamprell, the youngster, off his hands against the goalpost. Minor score. Well, that would have been some introduction. Yes. Andrew Lamprell, one of 4 players taken in the first 20 selections in the draft by Melbourne. They were very active. Highly unusual for them in the November draft. Here's Rogers, goes in short. This is Darcy, another first gamer. Darcy from half back. Out wide towards centre wing. Brownless is there. Lyon reaches over the top. Stynes on the ground. Obst. Clever handball. Beveridge should have taken it. Knocked on by Pickering. What a fancy stuff from Melbourne. Stretcher's got the run of it. Phoebe does well. Tucked the ball under the arm and went. Long kick. Bennett knocked away by Handley. It runs across the goal face. Kneeled over the ball and in trouble. Viney wrestles him down and the umpire says I'll bounce it. That was a pretty good decision because Viney did get a sneaky hand in there to hold it against Neil.
Yes, let's have a look at that again, Dennis. Neil taking the ball. He was tackled immediately, so he had no chance, and a very good decision.
So ball up. Schwartz. And it's knocked out of bounds.
The thriller at the MCG. We've got 15 minutes left though, so plenty of time for both teams to sew this match up. Melbourne one senses though with a little bit of momentum going at the moment. Adlet taps down. Snapshot by Lempel, the rookie. Oh, and what a kick for his first. It's a goal. He'll remember that one for a long time. It gives Melbourne a 7-point lead, 15-9 to 13-14.
Well, Lempel on the ground with his first kick, a magnificent left footer from the boundary line. He really didn't get a chance to even have a look where the goals were, just instinct that goal. He replaced Brett Lovett, and the man for the moment, Lempel.
Andrew Lamprell, first kick in league footy, has resulted in a goal. 7 points the difference. Can Melbourne come away again? They do through Beveridge. Up the half forward, McGrath kicks the ball out to the centre wing position. Let's see what Geelong's made of. Bairstow trying to pick the ball up, gets bundled over the boundary line for his trouble, and a throw-in will follow.
Again, numbers going Melbourne's way with the 3 players coming in there to assist. Tingay, Lamprell and Stephen Phoebe up against Bairstow, only the one Geelong player.
And the Cats outscored them 4-5 to 1-1 in the third quarter. But Melbourne maybe with a sniff of victory already. Early days yet. McGrath takes it over the boundary line, but Melbourne gaining some 30 metres. There's Lemprel, who kicked that last goal. And we won't see a better goal kicked on this ground today, believe me. First game before the new completed Southern Stand. Great crowd in attendance, and what a match to get first up. Stoneham taps down. Couch taken high by Obst. No free kick. Pickering loses the run of the ball, but there is going to be a free kick, and it's going Melbourne's way, and it will be taken by the former Richmond star, who goes for the hand pass onto Steins.
Steins, the hurried kick inside the attacking 50 for the D's. Stoneham. Eventually Neil goes over the top. McGrath in trouble. Great pressure applied by the Demons, and eventually Schwartz escorts the ball across the boundary line. Well, there's been talk that John Northey is under pressure at Melbourne. I find that unbelievable. I think their attitude every time I see them play is almost exemplary. Not laden with talent, but my word, they can fight. Viney gives it across. Tingay, high kick inside the 50. Bennett. Darren Bennett. His goal production fell from 87 in 1990 to 55 last season. If he can kick this, it will be a most important goal.
There's the mark again. He'll only be kicking from 50 metres out. Should make the distance not a problem to Bennett.
Right on the 50. It's a beauty. It's home. And maybe Melbourne are too. It's a long way from home yet, but they're looking the better side. And Bernie, you've got to say it's very hard in this sort of situation to stop momentum, and they've done that, and they've come again, Melbourne.
Yes, they have. Bairstow being replaced by Robert Scott. Well, that's a surprise too, Dennis. So the captain taken from the ground in this vital last quarter. Rather surprising. And here's the kick again from Darren Bennett. It's been a superb effort by Melbourne to get back into this match after Geelong really threw everything at them in this third quarter. In the third quarter, I should say.
12 and a half minutes left in the contest. 13 points in it. Adlet. Quick kick out of the centre. Oh, that's a fine mark. The Lion, who gets connected by Paul Couch on the way through.
Yes, courageous mark from Gary Lyon. He's played a great game at centre half back. Just threw himself at the ball.
On to Pickering. He goes out wide. Stretch leading in the race from Poole, who's kicked 3 goals today for the Cats. Viney missed what he should have taken. Close to the boundary line. In fact, it's gone over in front of McGrath. And we'll see a throw in between right half forward flank for Melbourne and centre wing. Stoneham and Schwartz do battle. Number 2 is Miles. Stoneham wins it. Obst has played a tremendous game today. On to Phoebe. Possibly too far out to score. Where's Djakovic in front? Rogers at the back. His second opponent. He goes for the boundary line. There weren't too many other options left for Rogers. And it will be a throw-in some 55 metres around from the Melbourne goal.
He's only kicked 1 goal since half-time, Alan Djakovic. I definitely feel that Andrew Rogers is the best bet at full-back for Geelong. And
Certainly on those stats you just gave, Bernie, he would be. Schwartz was the one who got the tap out or knockout. Back over the boundary line again. 11 minutes left in this match. So still time for Geelong to get up if they're good enough. But Melbourne with the run on in the final quarter. Schwartz got taken high. A play on call from the umpire. Tingay gets well tackled. Beveridge kicks quickly from a standing start. Looks for Djakovic. Rogers is there with him again, and once more it will be a boundary throw-in.
Stoneham and Schwartz. Just over 10 minutes remaining now. Bennett to the back of the pack. Obst stood in the tackle, got it to Viney. Across his body, very high in the air, gained only about 10 metres. Out of bounds and will be thrown in. Aaron Bennett likes to do the ruck work on the forward line. Schwartz and Stoneham. Ablett from behind this time, fisting away. Viney again, who turns 26 on Monday. Got it across to Steins, who slides it in the Djakovic direction. Great juggled mark by Alan Djakovic. 71 goals in 14 matches last season. This afternoon has 6. If he gets his 7th here, then the task may be too great for the Cats. It's home. Djakovic has 7. And Melbourne have a handy lead. They lead now by 19 points. They were challenged, they were passed, and they've kicked away.
Yes, here's Alan Djakovic. A great game at full forward. 2 goals coming in this second half. He set it up in that first half. A great first half with 5 goals. Andrew Rogers has kept him a little bit quieter in the second half, but that is really a telling goal at this stage of the game.
Djakovic and Rogers mouth off. In fact, a little bit more than that as play continues, but Djakovic has now got a goal in each quarter, and maybe the game is just safe for the Demons. Obst has been magnificent today onto Todd Viney, who can kick another one from 45 metres out directly in front, but just off target, one behind. 9 minutes left in the match. 112 to 92, 20 points the difference. Andrew Rogers again to kick in. Goes out wide and goes short to Miles, the back pocket player. Former West Coast Eagle, former Magpie. Steins almost the mark, being paid by the umpire, and in fact he paid a push.
Yes, interference there by Paul Couch. He knew he was in strife and really didn't look at the ball.
Stephen Stretch. Been a good runner for the Demons today. Highlighted, of course, by that superb goal he kicked in the second quarter, which went 60 metres. Barry Stoneham has taken that mark. Onto Rogers. Well clear of Djakovic. Tries a balk. He'll have to be quick to get out of trouble here. He is so. Poole in trouble. Tingay. Good bump. And the Geelong side really under pressure.
Well, lucky to get away with that, Pete. They're really not sure what they should be doing with the ball at this stage.
Trevor Poole to take the free kick. He's kicked 3 goals for his side this afternoon. Former Richmond player, Lyon, taps it down to Yates. Fielder Brownless, who cannons into him, but nothing for it. Play continues. Beveridge tried to get the hand pass away, off the ground by Andrew Obst. Actually went more than 40 metres. Bennett went down, picked up by Miles. Useful hand pass onto Forsman. Ablett marks 50 metres out. Need to be a very good kick from there.
Still time, Pete.
7.5 minutes left. Yes, still time for them if they're good enough.
He's capable of kicking this distance, so Gary Ablett.
What can the champ do? Off goal umpire has not moved a millimetre. Magnificent kick from Ablett, his 3rd. So the Cats still in this contest at the MCG, 17-10 to 14-14.
There's 3 goals to Gary Ablett, 2 coming in this final quarter. There's the mark, just pushing Sean White off balance to give himself a bit of room to manoeuvre. And look at that kick from about 53 metres out. The goal umpire did not move, as Peter Landy called.
18 possessions for Gary Ablett. Steins and Stoneham. Pickering towards half forward. Stephen Hocking. Viney did brilliantly. Schwartz in trouble. Hand passes towards full forward. Rogers claimed by Jakovic. McGrath goes off the ground. Good policy. Runs out of bounds on the far side. So the clock now, the enemy of the Cats, inside the last 7 minutes. 112 plays 98. They need at least another quick goal to feel they've got a chance. Schwartz, Viney in trouble. McGrath going against the flow, stood up in the tackle and boots it out of bounds on the full. Geelong trailed by only a point at three-quarter time. But Melbourne, a marvellous last term. Big pack, falls forward. Obst, dragged off it. Gary Hocking. Rogers coming up towards centre half back. Back to Hocking. He's hurting. Goes over the top, worth about 30 metres, that hand pass. Couch looking tired. Bumped out of it. Stretch knocks it on. Steins over 30 possessions today, only as far as McGrath. Back come the Cats. Last roll of the dice time. Stoneham in short to Hocking.
Gary Hocking at midfield. Quick hand pass as it's taken away by Anthony Darcy. And it was defence standing firm. Lamb in the road, but right on the boundary line. Runs his full distance. Underneath it, Yates. Big pack to send upon him and the ball. And Melbourne are going to come away with it again. They look pretty fit. Demons out of danger momentarily. Kick up towards Viney. And the ball over the boundary line and out of bounds. It came from Yates.
He's in a bit of trouble, I think, Paul Couch. He stayed down on the ground after that last contest for quite a while.
Shoulder looks pretty sore, Bernie, doesn't it?
It sure does.
Schwartz with Stoneham. Boundary line again close. Neal taken over the boundary line, holding the ball. There's the umpire.
No attempt there by Mark Neal. And Andrew Roberts has played a great game today. What's he coming up for? His 10th kick. He's had 19 handballs. Of course, the umpire does award a free kick even if the boundary line comes into play.
Jakovic at the back. Not this time. Rogers in front takes the mark. 4.5 minutes left in the match. Melbourne hanging on well. Defence has been brilliant in this final quarter. Brownless, what's he doing way up there? Melbourne player Schwartz went down. The umpire calls play on. Geelong does. Couch. Clever knock on. Onto Poole. Can he make it goal number 4? Goes for the long hand pass. Chance for Darcy, the rookie, but he's kicked out of bounds on the full. And again, illustrating that strong defensive Melbourne road to take the free kick in the left back pocket.
Well, that looping hand pass didn't help him there, Pete.
Hospital job.
Yes, he had to wait, prop and wait for it, and Sean White, with plenty of pace, had time to get there.
Ablett was by himself in the middle, but Darcy couldn't be expected to see him. And now Yates taking all the time in the world, as you'd expect. Up from the back pocket with the clock running. 17-10, 14-14. Gary Lyon.
Todd Viney coming off, and he's been replaced by Brett Lovett back on the ground.
Been a good ground for Lions, this one, in the last 3 days. Schwartz is up. Strong mark. Tingay got it from Pickering, who's been busy, but the ball will come back, and Schwartz will have to take his kick.
He's been impressive too today, Dennis.
Yes, he's robust, isn't he? Throws himself around. He's got a good leap.
Handy in the ruck. He's given Steins a chance to have a bit of a breather.
32nd possession coming up for Steins. Seems to have fined down a little bit, if anything, this season. Boots towards half forward. Big pack at the fall of the ball. Forsman, who's tried hard. McGrath to Gary Hocking, who runs through the middle. Inside the last 3 minutes, Hocking lost the ball. Handley gets it out wide. Lamb needing a shepherd. Poole, rather token gesture that time. Phoebe shepherding. Tingay's got it. Down towards half forward. McGrath, can he keep it in? Barely. Neal back to McGrath. Interesting kick straight across the ground. Uncontested, Stephen Hocking charged down by Schwartz. Miles in trouble. Couch has got it now. Oh, strong tackle there by Howard. He tries to go off the ground. Miles goes back into the fray. They're still going in solidly. Oh, Melbourne have been terrific.
Yes, magnificent stuff by Melbourne. 35 tackles from Melbourne and 18 from Geelong. Tells the story, Pete.
It does. Bounce inside the square. Just 2 minutes to go, so the Demons will hang on. Schwartz. Fresh air shot attempted down there. It didn't come off from the rookie Lemprel. He kicked that great goal. Poole. The Cats had the numbers near the ball. White sets himself in front. Doesn't go to the mark. Went for the punch. The right thing to do. Adlet gets it out the Couch with that injured shoulder. He shoots at goal and has made no mistake. Well, the Cats fighting it out right down to the wire. Paul Couch kicking his first goal, and Geelong's 15-14 to 17-10.
Another quick goal here. Out of the centre goal, and suddenly they could still win this.
Yes, it'd be unfair though, wouldn't it, Pete, the way Melbourne has played today.
Would. Fairness has got nothing to do with it.
1.5 minutes to go, and it really would be a travesty if Geelong were to get up.
Well, they can get the ball out of the centre and get a goal quickly. That'll be a kick in it then. It's possible. I suppose we dare say not probable. 1 minute 33 left on the clock. Couch's goal giving the Cats some sort of hope. They've got to get it out of the centre here. Tingay will have something to say about that. Miles dragged. He'll get the free kick. They must move the ball quickly, Geelong. Oh, gee. Clock stopped at 1 minute 23. Jeff Miles goes the ball. Doesn't kick particularly long. And Gary Lyon, good attempt to mark, but the ball spills free. Chance for Darcy. Couch again, injured. Kicks well, kicks high, kicks into the scoring area, but only one behind. And with 1 minute and 6 seconds left, it might be just the final roll of the dice for the Cats. And Morley goes for the phone. 7 points the difference. They need 2 goals in a minute. Dennis?
Yes, that was the goal they needed right there. Road kicks towards the outer side. Off hands. Still they scramble after it, but Melbourne prevail. Bryce, probing kick. Jakovic on the lead. All academic, I fancy, at the other end now. Jakovic has kicked 7. Will kick from just outside the 50.
It's Paul Bryce. A good direct kick.
Credit to Geelong too. They've kept on coming. Jakovic. Bad effort. Just misses. So the margin is 8 points, and I suppose when we look at it in the press tomorrow, it does flatter Geelong. Stephen Hocking in the back pocket. Down to 15 seconds remaining now. Rogers around the outer side, and the mark is held out there by Phoebe. Inside the last 10 seconds. So a marvellous victory for Melbourne. Questioned by so many against one of the premiership fancies, and they've come out on top. There's the siren. (17-11), 113 Melbourne, 15-15, 105 Geelong. And it's interesting, there's that man number 37, Andrew Lamprell. There's a guy who kicked 7 goals. Lamprell's goal could have well been the turning point in the game. Let's go down to Tim Watson.
I'm with Greg Healy at the moment. Greg, was a magnificent win.
Yeah, very nice. Everyone's in the soccer ready for the season. It was good to bounce out and get the 4 points.
Was the fact that people were so quick to write Melbourne off early in the season a spur for the players?
Yeah, it's always a motivating factor. We're pretty sick and tired of everyone writing us off so early, and it was a motivating factor for us.
It happens nearly every year, doesn't it?
It certainly does, but we're happy just to keep coming in and hopefully proving them wrong.
And your injury?
Oh, just a slight strain to the calf, and what would cause me to come off, so I'll be right next week.
Okay, I'll let you get back to the celebrations.
Thanks, Tim. Great.
Thanks, Tim. So Melbourne kicking 5 goals in a spirited final term, and they win by 8 points after they led by just a point at three-quarter time and were passed early in the last term. 17-11 to 15-15. We'll be back at the Melbourne Cricket Ground in just a moment.